Good evening, everyone. I want to welcome you to the Enterprise Planning Commission meeting for October 25th, 2022. Called to order at this time. And I want, again, welcome. Once you're not required to stay at the entire meeting, but you are truly welcome to do that. And when we get to your request, if you would come up and give us some information on that request, we would appreciate it. And also during our public comments time, you have 3 minutes to come and present your statement to the commission at that time. You'll have 3 minutes. So with that said, let's see here. We have present with us today myself, Lorenzo Harrison, Scotty Johnson, Mr. Mark Goodson, Mr. Shannon Roberts, Mr. Kenny Rogers, and Mr. Lee Mariner, and Mr. Richard Wood. Okay.
Mark Goodson is not here.
Yeah, Mark Goodson and Bobby Hancock not here. Okay. Commission, you received the minutes for our September the 22nd, 2022 minutes. I'll accept the motion on that, please.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay. We have a motion by Mr. Miller and a second by Mr. Rogers to approve. Is there any questions? If not, all in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same sign. Minutes approved as adopted. We don't have any old business today, but we have new business, and we have a request by Board Engineer on behalf of 2F4B LLC for primary plat approval for Hunters Hill subdivision, phase 3. Mr. Hardy, would you come up, please?
Commission. So as you can see on the TV screen, our item 1 is going to be a preliminary plat for Hunters Hills subdivision. This is phase 3. This is going to be a small phase. It's just going to be 8 lots continuing out on Hunters Hill Way right there. We have approved the preliminary plat for phase 2, which is in this this area right here, this undeveloped area. That's going to be their townhouses and such that they're going to have down there. So as you can see, that's the overhead. This is the preliminary plat. Like I said, very simple, just about 8 lots. Running out into that, what's going to be an intersection. This is the current zoning map that we have. So it's R65 zone where they're wanting to put this. The preliminary plat complies with all the R65 requirements, such as the lot size, setbacks, that kind of stuff. So it's compliant with all of our zoning regulations. We do have one caveat with this. We recommend that it's approved contingent on Hunters Hill phase 1 as-builts being submitted. We're still kind of having trouble getting those as-builts to the city that we need for the first phase of this project, and so we were requesting that it be approved, but be approved contingent on those phase 1 as-builts being submitted to us.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Hardy. Is there someone that want to speak on this request? It's Mr.
I tried to call Dallas before the meeting started. I did not get him. I know that he was, I believe, working in one of these subdivisions earlier today, trying to lay some pipe and get some stuff down. So I don't know if maybe the incoming storm messed him up or something like that. I have not been able to get in contact with him though. But as you know, Mr. Boyd normally shows up for every of our all the meetings that he needs to be.
Okay. Anyone have any questions for Mr. Hardy before I open for public comment? Okay. Thank you again, Mr. Hardy, and thank you for that information. At this time, we'll open the floor for public comments on this request that we have at this time. If you come and give, you would give us your full name and your address or your business. If none, we'll close the public comment at this time. And Commission, I would accept a motion on this request by Board Engineer on behalf of 2F4B LLC for primary plat approval for Hunters Hill subdivision phase 3, contingency on Hunters Hill phase 1 as bill being submitted.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second
We have a motion and a second to approve the request. All in favor? Are there any questions?
Into discussion? Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about sidewalks. According to the Enterprise Subdivision Regulation, Article 4, Section 3, in the table there, it talks about the Planning Commission shall determine need for and location of sidewalks. I know it's 8 units, but I'm going to stay on my sidewalk gig until I get these folks to put sidewalks in, because I keep hearing about it. I know the other council members do too.
Does anyone else have any other comments or any statement on the sidewalk request that Mr. Johnson have stated at this time? And we don't have Mr. Carter here for any questions and answers, but are you okay? We have so you're from our motion that we in second. So you were asking them if they would put in sidewalks.
Yes, sir.
Also look to sidewalks. Okay. Well, the motion that we have is didn't include that.
Mhm.
Anyone from staff have anything? The motion that we have.
Barry, do y'all have anything?
I don't know if we can amend it or what's the proper way.
I'm sorry, I was talking about sidewalks. I apologize. What was your question?
That's what
Yeah.
we're saying is like,
Yeah, he.
So we were discussing it. We're not 100% sure, but I think the first phase of Hunters Hills has sidewalks in it. I believe it does. I think that's where we had the issue with the stop sign and the. So I think Hunters Hill does have sidewalks already in that. And I don't know on the preliminary plat. Those are not construction drawings. This is preliminary plat.
Right.
But I think they included sidewalks in the first phases of Hunters Hill.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping, because I know Dallas said last time, because it was a final one, and that's why I'm starting with the preliminary, so that,
Our office will
They
check
can
with
go-
Dallas and make the request that he continue it through there.
that'd be awesome. Thank
so
you.
does that have any contingent on what we're doing tonight?
It's up to you, sir, how you want to make the motion, but Dallas has been, at least the developer up to this point has had sidewalks in this development already. I just don't, this is preliminary plats, not construction drawings. We do not have the details for the construction of this particular phase, but I know in phase 1 that it was included.
Thank you, Mr. Mott.
Should we vote on the and vote it down and then have a new motion? Is that how we should do it?
If you want, and I'm not a Robert's rule of
Or he
expert,
can amend
but
his motion.
you can amend your motion and then your second, or you can vote to retract your motion and have someone else and make a new motion. Either way you
I'm
want.
gonna retract my motion.
I'll retract the second.
Okay, and then someone else can make a new motion if you wish.
Scott?
Well, I moved that we approve it on the contingent, that one of the contingents that Thomas mentioned, and on the contingent with sidewalks, to go along with
I
it.
second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Is there any questions? All in favor of approving the request as stated by Mr. Johnson, raise your right hand. Any opposes? Motion passes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Chairman.
Okay. Next on the agenda, we have a request by Lynette De Jesus on behalf of Danny Lane for the rezoning of 0.231 acres of land from R65 residential district as shown on map A present to TH1 townhouse district as shown on map B, proposed located off of Gundy Lane. Mr. Hardy, do you have any statement for the staff, please?
This is item 2 on the agenda. As you can see, this is a rough overhead of where the proposed rezoning will be going. This is the rezone map that was presented. It's going to go from R65 to TH1. Staff finds the rezoning to be aligned with the comprehensive plan for the city of Enterprise. Staff finds the zoning around the proposed rezoning to be R75M, which is multifamily, and R65, which is denser lots, thus continuous with the use that they're wanting to do. This rezone actually complies with a submitted future land use draft by KPS that they gave us. Actually gave that presentation to to the city council, last city council meeting, for that kind of like a mixed use with like a little bit higher density, with your normal residential. This is the survey that was submitted. As you can tell, it's a very long but narrow lot. That's the reason why we kind of pushed it into that TH1 area. That way they can utilize their lot better, because with how narrow it is, you actually wouldn't even be able to put like an R65 house on it. So with the staff's finding, staff recommends approval of the rezone.
Mr. Hardy, did the staff receive any letters from the Carter family, Cook family, anybody in the area in reference to this?
We did not receive any letters, and we did not receive any negative feedback on the potential rezone.
Do we know how? Excuse me. Do we know how many units it will be? Somebody asked me, and I didn't know.
With how our zoning regs are written, there could only be a max of 3 units on this piece of property with a TH1 zoning.
Max 3. Okay. Thank you.
Is there someone to speak on this request, that made the request? Okay.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
On this particular plot, piece of land here, that's where we're going to start, and we are moving toward purchasing the other end of that property too, so we can beautify the whole area there. If you notice a few things around town, like the old Gunnis Binkin building, we renovated it. See how nice it looked. And the old car lot there on Plaza Drive, we done it. So we're moving around, doing a lot of things here in Enterprise. We also done the old College Street Elementary School. We redone that. So that's our plans, of just purchase property and rebuild and beautify the city.
Okay. Do anyone from the commission have any questions?
Thank you.
Any questions?
What was your name?
Danny Lane.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Lane. Appreciate you. Thank you for coming. So at this time, we'll open this request for public comment. If we have anyone that would like to come and speak, you can do that to the commission at this time. If not, we'll close the public comment at this time, and I will accept the motion to approve or disapprove, accept the motion on this request to go to the council for approval from R65 to TH1 Townhouse District.
Move it, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Rogers and a second by Mr. Milner for approval of this request. Are there any questions? All in favor of approving the request, raise your right hand. Any opposes? Same sign. Passes. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you again, Mr. Lane, for coming. Appreciate that. And next on our agenda, we have a request by Reeves Engineer and Construction, LLC, on behalf of HG Properties, LLC, for site plan approval for retail space at 635 North Main Street. Mr. Hardy?
Yes, sir. So we have a site plan approval on the 635 North Main Street. So staff finds the current zoning to be B2. Shopping centers are not permitted in B2 zones. How our zoning ordinance is written, this would be considered a shopping center, even though it's not your traditional when you think of a shopping center like Westgate or Enterprise Shopping Center or stuff like that. We have sent some of our comments over to Mr. Reeves about the minimum 5 feet shall be installed along all sides, rear property lines. The parking meets all the requirements it needs. So what staff would like is for the site plan to be approved contingent on only one business occupying the space until the zoning table is amended. The reason why we want to do that is because if we waited until the zoning table got amended, that would be 2 months or from now, and we're not trying to hold up this project. This project is very similar to the pharmacy that's literally right down the road from it, where all the doctor's offices are and everything like that. So we're just trying to make sure that we follow the ordinance, do it right, but we also don't want to hold up someone who's wanting to invest in our community. So our recommendation is that it be approved contingent on only one business occupying the space until the zoning table is amended.
Anyone have any questions for Mr. Hardy before Thank you again, Mr. Doyle. Okay, is there someone that'd like to speak on this request at this time, please? If you come forward.
Hey, I'm Trevor Reynolds with Reeves Engineering, representing H Street Properties. We have received the comments and we've adjusted our site plan accordingly, and we've resubmitted that. And other comments we have no issues with.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Reynolds. Did anyone have any thoughts for Mr. Reynolds? Thank you for coming up, Mr. Reynolds. We do appreciate it, sir. Okay. I'll accept the motion.
I'll make a motion for the site plan contingent on only one business occupying the space until the zoning table is amended.
A second.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Milner, second by Mr. Rogers to approve the request. Are there any questions? Not, all in favor, raise your right hand. Any opposes? Passes at this time. Thank you again, Mr. Reynolds. Appreciate it. Okay, next, on our agenda, we have a request for site plan approval for a performing arts center at Enterprise State Community College. Okay, is there anything from the staff at this time?
So we got this in a little bit late. That's the reason why it's on to such other business. What it is it's going to be a performing arts center for the Enterprise State Community College. When I measured it out, roughly it's going to be around 11,000 square feet. It's going to be a very big addition. The ESCC over there. It's going to. I'm sure you are all familiar with the two pillars out there on Bow Weevil Circle that lead to nowhere right now. This is actually going to tie that in, kind of completing that area right there. We've done a review on it. It meets all of our criteria for everything it needs to. So we recommend approval, and we actually wanted to share a little bit of the art that was submitted with this as well, just so you kind of know what we're getting. But staff recommends approval of this.
Are there any questions for Mr. Hardy? Thank you again, Mr. Hardy. We appreciate that for bringing that. Okay. Well, at this time, I will accept the motion for the site plan approval for Performing Arts Center at Enterprise State Community College.
So moved.
Second.
We have,
I'm ready.
we have a motion by Mr. Johnson and a second by Mr. Woodard to approve the request. Are there any questions? All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed with the same sign. Passes. Thank you. Is there any other business to come before the Mr. Mott?
During the meeting, Mr. Boyd returned our phone call. He is in the middle of a ditch right now, laying sewer pipe and one of the city projects actually. So he did. I did talk to him about the sidewalk. He said it is intended for him to have sidewalks on that phase 3 that you approved. That was already the intention, so he had no issues with that. I just want to make sure that, for the record, that was clarified.
Thank you, Mr. Hood.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mott, I appreciate you for taking the time to give us that information and bringing it to us.
Yes,
We
sir.
appreciate that. Thank you again too, Mr. Johnson, for that. Is there anything else from the commission? I just like to thank everyone for coming, and also like to thank the commission for continuously taking your time out to serve and to so we can pass things for our city, our citizens, and we do appreciate it.
I'd like to thank you for your leadership for the group, as long as you've been here and stuff, to keep us on track and organized. Thank you very much.
I'll accept the motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Milner, second by Mr. Rogers to adjourn. All in favor, raise your right hand.